Jennifer, thank you very much. It is coming up on 7:25. Time for part 2 of our Wise Guy segment. Matt Sellon, artist extraordinaire, today is in.
Yes,
along with a group of kids and animals. We got a full show today.
This is a really awesome show. I gotta tell you, I love that
great.
porcupine.
I know, it's awesome. Well, we got an alligator coming up for you after we're finished here.
I know. I'm going to stick around for that one.
There you go. All right, GPS.
Okay, so you know, there's things that people are doing now with this GPS that I've never imagined even. You know, so that there's this geocaching my kids were telling me about, where you look online and you find locations of treasure things, and you go write your name in a little book that might be hidden at some location, or, you know, take something, leave something, I don't know. You know, it's all this neat stuff that you can do with GPS, but how does it really work? And so it all has to do with kind of triangulation, or it's called trilateration. And so let me, I drew this wonderful map of the United States just to give you an example. So I'm going to give you sort of a two-dimensional example of how this works here. So imagine you're someplace in the United States, but you have no idea where. I don't know how that would happen. Okay? When somebody calls you on your cell phone and they say, okay, you are, you know, 1,000 miles from New York. Okay, so then what you could do is you could put a dot on New York, right, and you could draw a circle with a radius of 1,000 miles, and you would know that you were somewhere on that circle, but that wouldn't tell you where you were. No. And then somebody else would call you and say, okay, you are, you know, 1,800 miles from, I don't know, someplace out in California, and you could draw another circle like this, and you have a pretty big circle. Oops, not a very good circle centered on that thing, but anyways, now you could narrow down your location. You know you have to be on both of these circles, so you're either like there or you're there, okay? And so now if you had a third person tell you something like, okay, you are 500 miles from Houston, right? Then you could realize, aha, I'm right there. I'm in New Orleans or something like that. Okay,
looks kind of like
New Orleans. If you need sort of 3 bits of information like this to tell where you are exactly without ambiguity in 2 dimensions. And the way the satellites work is they tell your little receiver how far you are from their location, which is very well known because that's kept track of. That's part of how the GPS thing works. Okay. So you know how far you are exactly from several satellites at any given time, usually at least 4. And so they can use the same sort of technique, and by intersecting spheres and doing some geometry, this is why you want to study math, kids, then you can figure out exactly where you are to amazing accuracy. And the thing is now, GPS will actually tell you your location to, you know, if you let it average for a while, to pretty good, like it's a few feet. If you have, you know, just driving down the road, you can sort of tell which side of the road you're on, basically. Wow. It's just amazing. And you know, it wasn't that long ago where people were navigating and running into things, you know, reefs and things in the ocean, because all they had to do was navigate by the stars and the moon, and that was real hard stuff. Okay. So that's how GPS really works. It's very, very simple. And by the way that the satellite tells you how far you are from the satellite, is it sends a timing signal every second. And since you know how fast light travels, you know, 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second, and you know how long it took that signal to get from the satellite to where you are, you know exactly how far you are from each satellite, and that's how it works. So it all has to do with the speed of light. It has to do with knowing exactly where the satellites are. Then you can figure out how far you are from each one, and bingo.
And you don't have to pull over and ask for directions.
I hate pulling over and asking for directions. I would rather be lost for hours.
So would I. I think that's a male trait. Right. But this alleviates all that if you get one of those GPS car things.
Right, it's true.
Very good.
So now they just have to have one that talks like your wife. No. Right? Turn left here.
There you go.
Here, right?
They have those, I think. Except for mine will probably come with a yell feature. We don't want it. All right, Matt, thank you very much. Welcome back. Enjoy your class today.
Oh, it's going to be great.
All right. If you want to see a replay of this segment, just go to our website, IllinoisHomepage.net. Look on the morning show. Look under the Wise Guy, and Matt's sticking around for some